Hello, everybody. I'm going to show you now how to make the Pear logo for the iPear wireless headphone assignment. So I will share my screen with you here. This is what I have. And as you can see, we have the Pear with a little template. On the layers panel, you're going to want to be able to expand it so you can see your layers panel. I have the background here, which is that template. And then this is what it'll look like when you're done. So I gave some notes here. First off, I want to point out, it says click and drag to the red dots, hold down the Alt key to move to the gold dot. You'll notice that on each one of these, there are little boxes that are labeled and they have a red dot. As you take your pen tool, you can click in the dot and the boxes and pull to the red dot. And when you get to a box that has both a red dot and a gold dot, you'll click in the box, you'll drag up to the red dot, and then you'll hold down your Alt key to move it to the gold dot. The gray dots are just the tail end. You can ignore those pretty much. So let me demonstrate how to do this. Oh, by the way, down the bottom, there's also some more information to describe what I'm about to do, but just so you can refer to it. So you're going to start here, of course, at A. You're going to use that little box. That's your target point. So you're going to use your pen tool. Here's the pen tool. This is all about the pen tool today. Now, the pen tool, when you click on it, will make either paths or shapes. We're going to do a shape. Here's the color fill. We're going to keep it at none for now. And the stroke will be black. So choose black for your stroke. I've got a 4-point stroke. It doesn't matter. We're not going to keep the strokes. We're going to eliminate the strokes afterwards. All right, so starting at A with the pen tool, click in the box, hold your mouse down. Don't let go yet. Hold your mouse down. Pull down to the red dot. So right now, I only really have an anchor point at A. The handles they're actually invisible. They're not really there. They're just so you can draw it. So again, I'm going to do this again. From the point A, you're going to click and hold and drag down to the red dot all in one move. Click, hold, drag down to the red dot. Doesn't even have to be perfect, as close as you can. Now, release your mouse and move to the B. Now again, don't deselect. Just click and hold, drag up to the red dot. Do not let go of this yet. Hold it down. Hold down your Alt key or your Option key on a Mac, and see that frees up the handle. So without moving your curve that you already made. So I can move that now over to the gold dot. Let go of your mouse first, and then let go of your Alt key. Now you can move to the C. You're going to do the same thing with C. Click in the box, drag up to the dot, the red dot, hold the Alt key down before you let go, move the dot over, or handle rather, over to the gold dot. Okay, one more time at D. Hitting in the box, dragging to the red dot, holding the Alt key and moving it to the gold dot. There, see that? Hit all in one step. Now when you get to E, there's no more gold dots, it's just red dots. So you just click at E and drag down to the red dot. Now, some of these are intentionally made a little incorrectly, so you'll have to come back and refix them. So when you get to the F, click in the box, move up to the red dot, and it's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. Now move to gold. Move to G. No more gold dots. Move to G. Click on G, move down to the red dot, and let it go. I'm using my space bar to move my page away, by the way, or you can use your wheel on your mouse bar. And now I'll go to H, clicking at the H box and moving to the red dot. That's one of those ones probably have to come back and fix that. Now, when I get to I, this is a really big dot. So you're going to have to click in I and really pull down like that. I know I goofed. I made a big mistake. I'll come back and fix that later. Go to J. Click and hold it down and drag to the red dot. All right, now when you get to A is a little tricky. I'm not going to click right on A. I'm going to click next to it. I want to come, because what you want to do is close this. So if I click on A, you see what's going to happen is this happens. So instead, click close to it. Make sure this one's all set and stop right there. Now we'll come back and fix it. The way you fix it is using the path and the direct selection tool. The path will just select the whole thing, this whole shape. But at the direct selection tool, I can select individual points, like this point we just made. See, now I can move it. And I'm just going to move it over here to the A, and I can drag that handle. And right, so now it's better. Now let me go over here to this I. I'll fix this one. Click right on it, and you see you can move the position of the dot, of the anchor point. I'll put it right there. And then you can grab your handles and reposition it to something like that. Maybe you can pull this H up a little bit, squeeze that down a little bit, maybe, I don't know. Take the F key here, the F point here. Let me pull, oh no, not that one. Pull this one down a little bit. So it looks more like that. And this is U-shape, and it's all drawn. Why do I have two shapes? I don't know. That was my first. I can get rid of that shape. If you have extra shapes, then get rid of them. Okay, so now on this shape, we can go ahead and color it in. Now we're going to color it in using the colors that we chose here. So I'm going to make a gradient using two of my calculator colors. I'm going to use this dark one right here. I'm going to highlight that and just copy it. You can just do, right click and copy it. Come back here. And now let's color the fill. So we're on this guy here, right? You need to grab your pen tool back. Make sure you have your pen tool. Now come over here and hit the fill, and we're going to use the gradient. Now, as you can see, I've already made mine. So let me show you how I did that. So click on the gradient button, click in the gradient color here. Here's what I'll do. Let me close this here. Let me go back there. This is what you have, right? So when you, let me start here, but click here, right? Get the fill, click on this. Now, it's all, you might also be on linear, so this probably looks more like that or something like that. Or maybe it looks like this. Either way, it doesn't really matter. What we're going to do is change it to radial. So choose that, change that to radial. And well, now we'll go ahead and make the colors. So click right on this box, this gradient box, and here's how we make the colors. You click on this black box first. This is your color stop. You can see how if I move that, it changes the image here. So click that first. Now click the color button right here. Highlight this, the hex field, and you can right click and paste in the color that you chose. Click OK. There it is. See, there's my first color. Now I come over here to the white one, click the white one, click this white box, which allows me to make my next color. So I'm going to click on my color wheel. And the next one I want to use is the lighter, or I'll use the yellowish color and copy this and paste it in the hex field. Click OK. And there's my color. Now I actually want to switch this around. Click OK. But I'm going back here to my fill button, and I'm going to reverse them. Click the reverse button because I want to have my lighter color inside. Now you can also adjust this. You can. I want to put it right in the center, so the X and Y's will be 0, and just adjust it so that you get it more like this with a lot of yellow and maybe about 120, maybe 145. That looks pretty good too. Oh, I also have my angle at 130. So try to get it to look like that. And then you can close this. Now for the stroke, we don't want a stroke. So click here and choose none. Now I'm just going to click here on my move tool, and I'm going to turn off the background so you can see what my shape now looks like. Okay, now turn this back on. Now we're gonna go ahead and make a leaf. Now this shape here, you can go ahead and rasterize it. We're all set with it. So you can right click it and rasterize it. But only do that when you've got your color. If you're gonna come back and change the colors, don't rasterize it. Okay, let's go ahead and make the leaf. The leaf again, using the pen tool. Now right now I still have the fill color. I'm gonna go back to none. Oops, I guess I can't do that. So let's go ahead and rasterize this. Well, actually I can do it. I just have to deselect it. So let me go ahead. Click on the background, that's what you're gonna do. Okay, when you click on the background and you take your pen tool, as soon as you click on A, let me go ahead and change this now. Back to 0, and the fill will go to black. Okay, so now when I click on, now I'm on the background label. There's my, I still have this, but I'm on the background layer. I gotta go back. Change the colors to a none, no fill, and a black stroke. Now, when I click on A and I drag up to that first red dot, so it's going to make that new shape layer here. So right to the first red dot. Then click here, go down to the red dot. Now click here on C, go up to the red dot. And that's pretty much what it's supposed to look like. Now to get back to the beginning, it's hard to get this. So I'm going to break this in 2 steps. I'm going to click right here and adjust that. I can fix this again later. And now I'm going to come right next to the A, click that, drag it down, something like that. And now I'm going to use the direct selection tool to fix it. Let me move it in a little bit closer. So I'm just going to pull that right to there, just like that. And I'll use these guys to adjust it. Click right on it, and you can go ahead and do something like this. Click on C. See how C came out a little bit bigger. I'll put that like that. And maybe bring in this side like that. So something like this. This is going to be your leaf. Something like that. Okay, now let's take that tool here, click on this whole thing. Now I see how I have the whole thing. The white one selects the individual points, the bottom one. The black one selects the whole piece. So now I can come over here and change what, actually, let me see, can I fix this? Can I change this here? Yeah, I can. So with that selection tool, with that black selection tool, or your pen tool, you can go ahead and change your fill. Now I don't want that fill, but I'm going to use the same gradient. Click on the gradient. I'm changing the gradient color. Change this one here. There. Now I don't have those colors on my color wheel, but I don't want to use orange or anything. I'm going to go ahead and use a green color. I'm going to go ahead with a dark green first. You can see how it's looking. And for this yellow one here, a lighter green. So first I'll start this green and I'll just pull it up lighter like this. Maybe more like that color. Click OK for this, and I still have this one open. I click OK for this, and that's what that. Now I want to go back though, because I don't want this radial. I want this one to be linear, like so. That's great. And I don't want a stroke on it. Oops. What happened? Okay, so I don't want a stroke on this. Let me click here. And not there. Oh, no, that was weird. Still says fill type. I don't know why. Okay, anyway, so there's the leaf. Now I'll do Control-0. That's fit in the window or fit in the area. And if I bring this over here, you'll see that this is actually rather big. I want to make it about half that size. So I'm going to go to Image. No, I'm sorry. Edit, Transform, Scale. Now when you grab the corner, just go ahead and hold your Shift key. Now it's almost 2 inches, so I'm going to bring it down to about 1 inch. And you want it to float like this, above this right-hand side of your pear. Click your check mark there or hit Enter, and now that's done. Now let's do the stem. And the stem, like I said, was kind of weird. Click here on the background. So we can start here. Let's zoom in a little bit to the stem. And now, again, this does not work the way they have this labeled. So take the pen tool, start right here, click and drag out to that red dot. Now come right about here, click and drag down. Oh, let me make this none here, and let me make this black again. There. Okay. And now come down to the bottom to about here. And just, I don't know, maybe not. Go down to here to the B and pull that out a little bit like that. Now hold your Alt key and you're gonna have to come up like this so you can get this curve. And I'm pulling this out, going along the edge like this, and now I'm gonna come back, oops, not right on A, but just close to it, and pull that out like this. Just play around with it. You get something like this. This is just the stem. It doesn't really matter how it looks. Let me grab the direct selection tool so I can go ahead and move this up here like this. Only so that when I fill it, it's a nice solid color, right? So let's go ahead. Now with your direct selection tool, your path selection or your pen tool, either one, that's when you can change the fill. I'm going to grab this gradient again. I'm going to, yes, use another gradient. I'm going to keep it linear, but I don't want it to be green. This one's going to be kind of brownish colors. So choose a dark brown and then a light brown. So browns are down here. So I'll get a nice dark brown like this. And then for the other side, I'll use a light green, a light brown. So I'll go back to brown here and maybe pull that up to about there. And yeah, maybe a little darker and brown. Maybe that. Good, just like that. And I click OK. Now I also want to change the size on this. So let's take the selection tool here, the path tool, and go to edit and transform and scale it. Again, going down about half the size. So right now it's about 1.5 tall. So let's go down to half that, which is about 3/4 of an inch. So somewhere around 0.75. And no stroke. No strokes at all. Let's take the move tool and we can move this over here. It's going to sit right about there. You might want to do a free transform and maybe rotate it if you want to get a little fancy like this, a little rotation like that. And now you're done. So I have these 3 shapes and the background. Turn off the background first. Now you notice I have no background. I have a transparent background. That's good. You don't want to, when we merge these 3 pieces together, we don't want to merge the background. So click the Pear piece up here at the top, hold the Shift key, click the bottom shape, not the background. Keep the background free. And now right click or control click and go to rasterize. Now right click or control click again and merge layers. And it'll merge those 3 layers down. I'm going to call this Pear logo. And now I can use this Pear logo in the rest of the design. File. Actually, let's crop first. Take the crop tool here. Let's crop this little guy about this big. Hit your check mark, right? You remember how to use the crop tool, right? The crop tool's right there. Make a box around it, click the check mark at the top, and now you crop down. Still get your white background. Actually, we don't have white background. Let's make a new layer and fill that with white. Now, I'm not going to merge it. I'm still keeping it separate, but I just prefer to have it on a white background. Okay, now I can go ahead and save this file, save as PSD, hit save file. find a place to save yours. I already have an iPair folder right here for my iPair wireless headphones. And I'll put this right here, but I said I was going to call this my logo, iPair logo. Now I'm changing the name. That's good. You know why? Because when I save it, and when I go back to open, or rather, go back to the classroom, it's not going to change anything over here. I still have the same information here. That's it.